Did you know you can create an amazing Easter plaque without breaking the bank? In this video, I'll show you how to create some Easter magic on a budget. Get ready to impress your family and friends. Hello, my crafty friends. I'm Donna from Mason Creations, etc. And welcome to my channel. It's wonderful to see all of you. If you guys are ready to do this, let's make a mess. I got this hanging plaque at Dollar Tree, and I just loved the shape of it, so I'm going to use it for this cute bunny project. First, I removed the twine because I'm going to hang it in the other direction. I gave it a quick sanding and wiped off the dust. I filled in the old holes with texture paste, scraped off the excess, and let this dry for about an hour. This and all the products you're going to see me use today came from DecoupageNapkins.com, my wonderful sponsors. Turning the plaque in the other direction, I drilled 2 new holes at the top for hanging. I'm giving the inside of the board a coat of white paint because I'm going to be decoupaging rice paper. I'm using Dixie Belle chalk paint in the color Cotton. I just love Dixie Belle chalk paint. It goes on so smooth and creamy and is one of my favorites. Make sure you always paint white or a very light off-white wherever you're going to decoupage rice paper or a napkin. White allows the colors in your images to look more vibrant. Dark colors will make your images look dark and muddy. Where are you watching from? Let me know in the comments. It's fun to see what cities and countries you are all watching from. I'm filming from Las Vegas, Nevada in the United States. I'm going to make the little frame around my board gold, and I'm going to use gold leaf metal flakes. But first I need to add my adhesive. This is Polyvine metal leaf size, and I'll brush it around the entire frame on the top side. This will dry in about 15 to 20 minutes. It turns clear and very sticky. I just love adding gilding to my projects. It looks so elegant and rich. Here comes the really fun part. I'm going to add my gilding now. I'm using gold flakes, but it also comes in sheets as well. Both turn out exactly the same. I'm laying them down on my frame and smoothing it down with a soft brush. I also go the other direction with the brush and scrape off all the loose flakes. I use a stiff brush to remove any lingering loose flakes. DecoupageNapkins.com has such a great selection of napkins that you can purchase one at a time. They carry many other craft supplies such as rice paper, paint, clay, molds, and a great selection of Polyvine products. Over 9,000 products and growing. They are wonderful to work with and will send your order out fast. You'll receive free shipping on orders over $75 and special bonus points for orders over $100. Subscribe to their newsletter by entering your email address and you'll receive 10% off your next order. They are truly your one-stop shop for craft supplies. Make sure you check them out. I'll be leaving links for all the products I use in my description box below. Make sure you lay down paper when you do this. Tiny pieces of gold get everywhere, but it's so worth it. If you notice that you missed a spot with the glue and the gilding isn't sticking, just add a little more glue, let it dry, and add some more gilding. This bunny rice paper also has a background paper available. I used the bunny from one sheet and the stripes from the other sheet. Somehow I missed filming this, so I took a screenshot of the full sheets of rice paper. I put the gold frame with the bunny at the top of the plaque. I marked the paper edges with my fingernail and then cut it to fit. I did the same thing with the pink striped paper. If you're enjoying this video, please let me know by hitting that like button. And why not share this with a friend? Thanks for doing that. You won't want to miss any of the new projects coming up, so don't forget to subscribe. I'm using Polyvine's Decorator's Varnish as my decoupage adhesive today. You can use this product as a varnish and an adhesive. All the Polyvine formulas can double as a decoupage adhesive. It works so much better than the most popular brand of decoupage glue. It's not a glue, so it doesn't go on thick and lumpy. It's a varnish, so it dries crystal clear and will never yellow. Now I'm ready to decoupage my rice paper to the plaque. I added the striped paper at the bottom of the plaque first. I made sure to get it in place and then lifted up the top section first, added my decorator's varnish, and then smoothed it down with my brush. This way I'm sure nothing will move. Now I'll lift up the bottom, add my adhesive, and smooth down my paper. I used a small piece of a Ziploc bag and sprayed it with some water. I used that to smooth out my rice paper. Make sure you don't do that without adding water to your piece of plastic. It will stick to the rice paper. Now I'll do the same thing with the top portion of the plaque and the bunny paper. I test all the products that I recommend in my videos. I won't recommend anything that I haven't used myself and prefer. If I'm recommending it, you can bet it's a great product. Each product will be listed in my description box below and will have a blue link to make it easy for you to find. Any of the links I provide are safe for you to click on. I found this metallic filigree trim at the dollar store as well. I think it's so pretty, but it's silver and this plaque is filled with gold. So I'm going to fix that. I cut it to the length I need. You can just cut it with a pair of scissors. It's not hard to cut at all. I'm using redesigned Decor wax in the color Eternal. I'm going to paint it on with a brush. This stuff is so versatile. You can use it as a rub and apply it with your finger. You can use a sponge or you can use a brush. If you go to purchase this and it says out of stock, just click the notify me button and you'll get an email just as soon as it comes in. I know it's been reordered and expected to be back in stock shortly. I let my rice papers dry for a couple of hours and then I gave the entire piece a coat of Polyvine heavy duty wood varnish in a satin finish. 2 or 3 coats of this gives you a beautiful shine that's moisture and heat resistant as well as UV resistant and food safe. This works wonderful on any painted or decoupage surface or a shiny surface that has been coated with Polyvine multi-surface lacquer. I let that dry for an hour between each coat and an hour after the final coat. I've had a few people ask me if this varnish has a strong smell. Nope, it does not. It's water-based, so there are no harmful fumes at all. It's only the solvent-based varnishes that have any fumes. Now here's how to get an incredible shine with the satin finish heavy-duty wood varnish. After an hour and my first coat of heavy-duty wood varnish is dry, I'm sanding the inside of the plaque with some fine grit sandpaper very lightly and wiping off the dust. This time I'm going to use Polyvine's varnish brush to apply the heavy-duty wood varnish. This brush is designed to eliminate brush strokes and leaves a beautiful self-leveling shine. You can do this same procedure more than once. Keep sanding and adding another coat until you get the desired shine. Just make sure you let it dry for at least an hour between coats. I let my metallic metal trim dry overnight, and now I'm going to give it a quick buff with a dry soft cloth. This will make it shine like gold. I marked on the plaque with some painter's tape where I wanted to glue the trim. I like to measure everything so I don't put something in the wrong place. I dotted it with some hot glue and put it in place. I have a paper flower from my stash that matches the colors in this rice paper perfectly. I'm gluing that in the center over the striped paper. I added a leaf and some other cute little sprigs of something. I'm not really sure what they are, but they're the right color and pretty. So they absolutely need to go on this plaque. This pretty pink ribbon was also in my stash, and I think this plaque needs a cute little pink bow. I glued it right above the flower on the metallic trim. I'm going to give this plaque some depth and dimension by adding a little bit of antiquing. I'm using Pentart antique paste in the color umber. I'm brushing it on at the edge between the picture and the raised frame. I'm using a dry soft cloth to wipe off any of the excess. I also added it just above and below the metal trim. The antique paste will wipe off the flat surface and stay in the cracks. It will take a project from looking flat to a really nice 3D appearance with a lot of depth. Don't forget, all of the wonderful products I'm using today can be found at my favorite place for craft supplies, decoupagenapkins.com, and I'll leave you links in my description box below. I used some thin gold cord to make a hanger. I put together a playlist of some other tutorials you may enjoy. Click the picture on the right to be taken directly to that playlist. I'm so happy you were here with me today, and thanks so much for watching. I can't wait to see you all next week. I'm working on a new project with you in mind. You can subscribe by clicking my picture in the top right corner.